OpenAI's chief product officer, Weil, got into the weeds of the O1 model from ChatGPT at Ray Summit 2024. And when he was on stage, he revealed something pretty shocking. He said on the record that ChatGPT can reduce $8,000 in legal cost down to $3 and the use of a few tokens. Honestly, I've been waiting for this day for someone that represents OpenAI to actually say something with this much weight on stage. If you've watched my YouTube channel at all, you know that I believe the future is accelerating towards us faster than anyone realizes. And I think drop-dead statements, or better said, drop the mic statements like these from people that work in these companies are going to make us take the acceleration of technology and AI with a lot more weight. Because those that take it seriously are the people that are going to be able to adapt and integrate their life, their habits, the fundamentals of how they get work done for those incredible up to 50x efficiency gains that people like Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, are talking about, made possible now with what we can do with compute. So in this video, I'm going to break down what OpenAI's chief product officer, Weil, said, the context in which he said it, and what this means for our real world and the legal industry. You're going to want to watch this video. Hey, if we haven't met, I'm Julie McCoy. I work full-time in AI. I sold a human writing agency of 100 people to enter the AI age. I worked for almost 2 years as the president of the most human-like AI writer, and now I'm the CEO of my own AI company called First Movers, where we work with marketing teams at all sizes to integrate AI successfully into their processes. It is my #1 goal to stay on the cutting edge of AI as I get my hands dirty in use case after use case, building and integrating AI with no-code solutions. Let me tell you, we're living in an incredible age. Literally, the future of technology, the future of how humanity is going to be able to work and live is upon us right now. 2024 is year 0 for AI. And what happens in the next 5 years will, I believe, not only blow your mind, but 99% of the world isn't even ready for. And it is my goal here on YouTube and in my company, First Movers, to change that on a global scale. All right, so back to this shocking headline. ChatGPT is taking $8,000 worth of legal work all the way down to $3 in tokens. Here's the clip inside the summit where OpenAI's chief product officer, Weil, actually said this. Take a listen.
Especially as the models get smarter, imagine, we've heard examples of senior lawyers at law firms who said, you know, I just had O1 write a legal brief for me. That would have taken a $1,000 an hour associate 6 hours, and it did it in 5 minutes. What does it mean when you can suddenly do $8,000 of work in 5 minutes for like $3 of API credits? So I don't think we know all the answers. Yeah. And also, like, a part of our mission is to bring this to everybody. There are lots of places in the world, and we have a free product, and we always will. We believe in it deeply, and we really try and make AI cheaper and cheaper and cheaper so that we can offer more in that free product. But there are also going to be reasons that you want the $20 a month subscription, and there are a lot of people in the world that can't pay $20 a month. So how do we, on the one end, sort of share in the value that we create if we're taking something that used to cost $8,000 and doing it in 5 minutes for a small fraction of that, and also try and bring AI to the rest of the world that may or may not be able to pay? It's an open question.
Do you think, where will this land? Will it end up being $3 worth of API tokens, or do you think you'll be able to charge something closer to $8,000?
I have no idea. I think the world is going to change, and if it becomes possible to do these things for $3, you also can't go and charge $5,000 for them for very long, because someone is going to come along and charge, very quickly these things end up at around the actual cost of production. So it's just a different world. And we are kind of all of us in this room creating that world together, and we all get a chance to kind of shape it.
What does it mean when you can do $8,000 worth of specialized work in just minutes with $3 worth of API credits? Well, let me tell you, it transforms work as we know it. If AI can handle high-value tasks this cheaply, what's next? Now, I would say as of the time of filming this video, we are absolutely not at a place where AI can be deployed on its own without human oversight. And yes, I believe that will change as AI models get better and better, and we have agentic behavior on top of that highly nuanced level of machine intelligence. So yeah, one day soon, the machines iterating upon the machines will be a better solution than humans doing the iteration. But until then, I would caution you not to try to just generate a contract through ChatGPT without expert human eyes on that before it goes to the end party. But like I said, I believe that itself will change one day. So what the heck does that mean for the future of work? First of all, I think it's good to look at the goals of these big companies. Kevin said this on stage, that one of OpenAI's major goals was to make intelligence cheaper, faster, and safer.
In general, the philosophy is more AI is better for the world. So the more that we can get AI in the hands of developers who are going to do amazing things with it, the better. And so we try and put all of our frontier models into the API. We try and bring new capabilities, with multimodal capabilities. Like yesterday, we just launched the real-time voice API.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. We're super excited about it. We launched distillation yesterday, so you can distill bigger models into smaller models that are very good at doing specific tasks, doing it cheaper. In general, we want to bring more intelligence. We want to make it cheaper. We want to make it faster. We want to make it safer. And we want to give it to the 3 million plus developers who are using OpenAI through our platform, because you all are going to help bring more AI to the world, and that's going to be a fundamentally good thing for people around the world.
And they've done it. GPT 4.0 Mini is 1% the cost of what GPT-3 was when it launched back in 2020. Kevin said that one of the core beliefs at OpenAI is that when intelligence becomes faster, cheaper, safer, the more problems we all get to solve on a mass scale.
Because this is maybe the fastest growing market the world has ever seen. You got to kind of take the cloud providers separately, I think. Microsoft is a deep partner of ours, and when they're doing interesting things with models, it's usually through our models. Google is more of a direct competitor, and then Amazon is the kind of Anthropic. They're kind of playing the field and building a platform with Bedrock. But again, more competition, more choice. Competition makes us all better. You all are going to get better AI models because there's a huge amount of competition in this space. And that's good for the world. And it's up to us to do things that some of those big cloud providers can't. It's up to us to move faster, to take some more risks on the product and on sort of leaning into the capabilities of these new models. And that's what we're going to do.
Going back to the question, well, what does this mean for the future of work? Think about this. About a century ago, back when we were all either in the 1920s, we were in the very early stages of the economic boom. People were buying cars, radios, household appliances for the first time ever, learning how to turn on the radio. It's funny because as a millennial, I know that I'm one of the last generations to remember a world before social media. And that thought alone blows my mind. But if we go all the way back to a century ago, imagine those people turning on a radio dial for the first time. Imagine trying to tell them about the internet and a job like coding a web page to appear in a browser. Do you think they would even understand what you're trying to describe to them? The internet itself isn't even tangible. We can touch our computer screen, but we can't touch the computer page. That's made up of code. So even trying to explain that to somebody in the 1920s would be nearly impossible. And that is what I believe we are looking at with the coming dramatic shifts of work itself being reduced to a matter of a few API credits and minutes.
So one of the interesting things with O1, there were a bunch of interesting challenges. One of them was, so O1 is, for those who haven't played with it yet, you think of the normal kind of model building paradigm that we've been in, where you go, from the OpenAI one, GPT-2, 3, 4, 5 in the future, et cetera. They just get, you're putting more compute onto a bigger pre-training data set. You're doing this massive pre-training run. And the model is sort of very broad and has accumulated a lot of facts and knowledge. But it's still kind of system one thinking, right? You ask it a question, you get an answer. the difference with O1 is it actually, if you'll allow me to anthropomorphize a little bit, it's learned to reason. So when presented with a question, it doesn't just spout out an answer, it thinks. It develops hypotheses, and then it will test those hypotheses against what it knows, and will affirm those hypotheses or refute them, and then use that to develop new hypotheses. It's really, if I gave you a hard question, you would think about it for a little while, and in your head you'd be developing hypotheses. Well, it might look like this. Well, no, actually it doesn't that. And it's kind of doing that behind the scenes. And so it's actually able to push the frontiers of knowledge. It's not just about what it's learned. It can reason and get to new places. And it's fundamentally different. So it's not just about doing a bigger pre-training run. You're actually applying more inference at question time. And that's a fundamentally different way to scale a model. And O1 is sort of context window limited at the end of the day, and we'll improve that, and it'll have longer context windows. It'll be able to think more. So today it thinks, for 60 to 90 seconds. It's kind of funny. Sometimes I think I ask it a hard question, and it thinks for 5 seconds and gives me an answer, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't able to challenge it. But it'll kind of top out at 60 or 90 seconds. You could imagine a world where you ask it a hard question about how you cure some particular form of cancer, and you let it think for 5 hours, 5 days, 5 months. And so there are certain questions, I think, that will be where you'll want just like massive amounts of thinking time. And then the questions around like, hey, summarize this email for me. I think one of the things that's going to change is we're used to a model where the AIs are, they're pretty smart. We take for granted, you very quickly like update your firmware with how quickly something gets good. I was reading some article about somebody who was trying Waymo for the first time, and they said 10 seconds in, they were like, oh my God, watch out, there's a bicyclist over there. Is it gonna, and then 10 minutes in, they were like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. And then 20 minutes in, they were bored and just checking their email on their phone. Like how quickly we update to like amazing new technologies in the world. I think we're going to move from a world of the AI answering questions for you to a world where the AI is actually doing things for you in the real world. Products that weren't possible before will become possible.
I think that the jobs that will occur in a post-AGI society will be jobs that revolve around meaning. And the best thing you could do to prepare is to find your meaning now. In the coming days, I will be working on books and products that actually address this question and give you guidance. One of the books I'm writing is called The Great Decoupling. I'm co-authoring this with Dave Shapiro, and it will help you find your footing now so that you're ready to handle what's coming at us. Because again, when we can reduce $8,000 worth of legal work down to just a few API credits, well, that positions how serious the nature of this change is and how vital it is that we as a society get ready for what's coming. And instead of fearing it, which is what the mainstream media and Hollywood have tried to program us to do, all you have to do is look at any movie out there with AI in the storyline, The Terminator, iRobot, and you see this thread of terror, fear, even a nightmarish dystopian world. But remember, that's fiction, and we have the choice to write this chapter. That's what my YouTube channel is all about, and my work full-time in AI is dedicated to connecting this giant gap that exists right now between all the goals we want to achieve and then all the AI capabilities themselves. If we can close that gap and successfully learn how to augment or 10x, 25x, 50x ourselves with AI, then we are ushering in an age of abundance. And that is the age I think we get to live in. If you watched this video, if you liked it, drop me a comment, hit subscribe. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I read everyone. And as always, if you want to hear more content like this, be sure to subscribe so I can see you down the next AI rabbit hole. And you can follow my work over at firstmovers.ai. And if you haven't, subscribe to my Amazon profile, Julia McCoy, for all the books I'll be writing on this brave new world we're living in, the AI age. Here's to making the most of it, taking control of our own lives, and creating a life where we attract the end result of abundance and something beautiful. All right, that's a wrap. I'll see you down the next AI rabbit hole.